Hi, I'm Kevin. Nice to see you again. For dinner tonight, I'm fixing chickpea shakshuka. Shakshuka is a traditional poached egg dish in the Middle East. It's wildly delicious. It's also wildly delicious when you substitute the eggs for 2 cans of chickpeas. So this shakshuka, just like all shakshukas, begins with a diced red bell pepper. And I dice mine this way. Instead of cutting around the top, I cut off the walls of the pepper. This way, the seeds don't go flying all over the place, and you can avoid getting this white membrane or this pith. It's kind of bitter in your dicings. Toss that aside. And then we can stack the peppers, cut them into thin slices, lengthwise, and then we cut crosswise into a fairly fine dice. Next, we need a large onion. I'm using this red onion because it's what I grew in my garden. And we slice off the root end and the stem end, and then cut the onion down the middle and peel the sucker. Yeah, I grew red onions because they're really good winter storage onions. And I planted a lot of them. I probably got, 75 to 100 pounds of onions that I grew in one 4x8 raised bed. If you've watched my gardening videos, you've seen the red beds. The raised beds. You've probably also seen the onions growing. Anyway, we cut the onion like this, and then hold your fingers in a claw shape. And actually I want to make a fairly fine dice. So I'm going to put my palm on top of the onion and then slice right down the middle, almost to the end. Almost, but not quite to the end. Then you cut crosswise into a fairly thin dice. Lastly, we need 3 large cloves of garlic. And I know some people like to smash the cloves like this. I sometimes use my fist to smash them so that the skin comes off very easily. Sorry, I'm reaching over here. I have a waste bowl for all of my peelings. Another way to smash the cloves to make them easy to peel is to take a stout water glass and go bang, bang. The peels come right off like this. Yeah, this is a good little garlic prep technique. Of course, the skins try to stick to your fingers. And then just roughly, here's another skin, just roughly chop the garlic. Now, to make sure everything is ready to roll, set a sieve over a bowl, empty 2 15.5 ounce cans of chickpeas into the sieve, let them drain, and then run the chickpeas under cold water to rinse them. All right, we're going to cook our shakshuka in a single skillet. And you want to use a fairly large skillet. This skillet is 12 inches in diameter. And we're going to add a glug of olive oil. Maybe 2 tablespoons or so. I like to keep my olive oil in this bottle. And if you like to use this kind of bottle, make sure that it has a little lid. And then we're going to add our onions and red bell pepper. Get all of these in there. And we're going to let these saute over medium-low heat just until everything softens. This will take, about 5 minutes or so. All right, the veggies have softened. So now we are going to add a 29-ounce can of tomato sauce. And this sauce has no salt added. Stir that in. And then we're going to add a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. You say tomato, I say tomato. And you really don't need all 6 ounces, but this is a 6-ounce can, and I know if I use less than the whole can, well, I know that in my heart of hearts, I will not use what is left. And that is why I'm using the whole thing. And the tomato paste or tomato paste is going to thicken the sauce beautifully. And just wait till you see how we're going to thin out the sauce. That's coming up. Now before we thin the sauce, we're going to add about 8 million Middle Eastern type spices. First, some sea salt, a generous pinch, especially since there was no salt added to the tomato sauce. We're also going to add some ground cinnamon. Exactly that much. And some sweet paprika. You could use smoked paprika if you like. I'll try to put exact measurements when I do the printable recipe over on my website. Then add some chili powder. Is my chili powder even coming out of this thing? Let me grab a little spoon. Adding a half teaspoon of the chili powder. Then we want to add some cayenne pepper. Yay! And you can add as much or as little of the cayenne as you like. We're also going to add some floral scented cardamom. Again, add as much or as little of these spices as you like. And then we're going to add, well, first we're going to give this a stir. Get all those spices blended in there. Then we're going to add some pure maple syrup. I'll bet you didn't know that maple syrup was a Middle Eastern spice. Of course it's not. And I'm adding 4 tablespoons. So this sauce is actually going to be spicy, but a little bit sweet with the maple syrup. When I made this shakshuka the other night, I couldn't believe how wonderful it was. And part of that wonderfulness was from the spicy sweetness of the sauce. The maple syrup worked out really, really well. We're also going to stir in about a tablespoon of capers. I used to be afraid of capers. Now I love them. I better turn this heat down. Starting to splatter. You can add more capers if you'd like. Really, there are no exact measurements in this recipe. And we're going to add some Kalamata olives, which I have cut in half lengthwise. I have 6 of them here. Stir those in. And then we're going to cover the skillet and let all of these flavors get to know each other for about 5 minutes. We'll come back. And guess what, folks? I forgot to add the garlic. I was supposed to add it after the onion and pepper had softened. Well, it's too late now. Just going to throw it in. And this dish will still be wonderful. Okay, then we're going to add our drained and rinsed chickpeas. And again, that was 2 15.5-ounce cans. Stir those in. Oh, I wish you could smell this. You can smell all those beautiful spices, including the cardamom and the cayenne, and you can smell the maple syrup. Yum. And we're going to let this sit just over very low heat for about 6 minutes. Meanwhile, since it's just you and me for dinner tonight, we're going to serve our shakshuka on a bed of brown rice. And I'm taking the easy road here. I bought frozen steam-in-bag brown rice. And that's all it is, frozen brown rice, nothing else added. And we're going to pop these in the microwave for exactly 6 minutes. We'll be back. And in less than 30 minutes, our dinner is ready. Here's the star of our show, the chickpea shakshuka. And again, it smells as wonderful as it looks. It's a very thick, rich tomato sauce. And I already have my rice on the plates, so we're going to ladle some of the chickpea mixture on top. Get a little more. This one is for you. This one is for me. And then, to make everything look pretty, I have some fresh cilantro leaves. And we're just going to pluck off some of the smaller leaves and place them on top. We'll do 3 leaves for each. There we go. It looks really as wonderful as it smells, and just wait until you taste it. Okay, I've been tasting this like crazy, and it is powerfully delicious. And that maple syrup adds just this magical touch to the dish. And again, you can control how many spices you use. And although the dish is spicy, it's not fiery spicy. None of the ingredients in the shakshuka are going to make smoke come out of your ears. So I hope you'll give this recipe a try. And if you do try it, I hope you'll post a comment below with your review, or just post a comment anyway, because I love to hear from you. I'll put the printable recipe over on my website. Please subscribe, please give this recipe a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon with another delicious recipe. Bye for now.